All right, we're back, and I had an issue with my calculator on calculating this kinetic energy that was beforehand of our two football players that are running at each other. So let's just plug in the numbers. So we've got the kinetic energy of the initial kinetic energy, which would be 1/2, or if you're going to type it in on or punch it on your calculator, it's 0.5 times the mass, which is 110. Some of you might just go ahead and put in 55 if you want to, times the his initial velocity, which was, what was it, 8 meters per second, so that's 8 squared, plus 0.5 times 140, you could have just put in 70 if you wanted to, times 140, times, now, -7 squared. So I'm going to do -7 squared. So -7 times -7 is positive 49. And we wind up with a pretty big kinetic energy here. And so let me just make sure it works on my calculator this time. Because the last time I ran these numbers, it did not work at all because my calculator did something funny to me. So 0.5 times 110 times 8 squared plus 0.5 times 140. Now I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do -7 times -7. See if that works nicely. And here we go. It does. 69. Notice what I did. I went negative times the negative to get the positive. When I did negative inside here and made it squared, for some reason it came out to be negative on my calculator. But that makes sense to me. 6,950 joules. And then the next one's the final kinetic energy to me is a little bit easier to do because we get just 0.5 times the 250 total, which is 250. Could have just said 125 times 0.4. -0.4 times -0.4. Now that's going to be a small positive. That's going to be 0.016 when you multiply that out. That's a really small number. So it's going to be curious. They almost stopped. 0.5 times 250 times -0.4 times -0.4, 20 joules. There's a big difference here. That is a big difference. All right. So it pretty much, its kinetic energy pretty much ended. Okay, so there you go. That's how you do. There's a quick and dirty on all aspects of momentum here in this chapter. I know it's long, but it is the foundation really of doing physics.